If success were a person, would they be attracted to who you are right now? Think about it. Success doesn't chase people. It's not running around looking for someone to save. Success is attracted. It shows up when it feels welcome. It comes to those who are ready for it, and the truth is, most people are not. They're hoping to get lucky, but luck is not a strategy. Character is. So today, I want to share with you what it takes to become the person who naturally attracts success. If you truly want to attract success into your life, you must first understand a fundamental truth. Success is attracted, not pursued. This might sound counterintuitive in a world that glorifies the hustle, the grind, and constant chasing. But if you step back and observe the most successful people, you'll see that they aren't running after success. They're drawing it in. Why? Because they've become the kind of people that success is naturally drawn to. They've cultivated habits, values, and a mindset that acts like a magnet to opportunity, wealth, and growth. Imagine a person standing in a field holding a magnet. If the magnet is strong and charged, it will draw metal to it without moving an inch. But if the magnet is weak or inactive, it doesn't matter how hard they wave it around, the metal stays put. That's exactly how success works. You don't need to chase it frantically if you're becoming stronger, wiser, more valuable every day. Success moves toward value. It doesn't move toward need. It doesn't care how badly you want it. It responds to preparation, discipline, and transformation. The problem is that most people think they can bypass this process. They want the rewards of success without becoming the person who can handle it. But life doesn't work that way. If you want more, you must become more. You can't attract abundance with a scarcity mindset. You can't attract meaningful relationships if you're operating with insecurity. You can't attract financial growth if you're careless with your decisions. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. So instead of waking up every day asking, "How can I get more?" wake up asking, "How can I become better?" Better in your thinking, better in your attitude, better in how you handle pressure, better in how you treat others, better in the value you bring. The more you evolve, the more magnetic you become. And suddenly, without even chasing it, success finds you. People want to work with you. Opportunities come your way. Doors open without you knocking, because you've made yourself worthy of walking through them. Now, this doesn't mean you stop working. Jim Rohn never said to sit back and wait. No, it means your focus shifts from desperate pursuit to intentional growth. You still move, you still work, you still plan. But you're no longer chasing something out of reach. You're building yourself into someone success is designed to meet. This is not motivational fluff, it's a principle of life. If you become disciplined, consistent, honest, and intentional, life responds. But if you're lazy, bitter, unfocused, or waiting for luck, success keeps its distance. The key isn't in chasing harder, it's in becoming better. And the best news, that transformation is completely in your control. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need to be born with it. You simply need to begin becoming the person that success cannot ignore. Your entire life is a direct reflection of the philosophy you live by. What you believe about work, money, time, people, and even yourself determines the quality of your actions. And your actions determine your results. If you want to change your life, you must begin by changing your philosophy. A shift in mindset always precedes a shift in reality. Most people try to change their circumstances without changing the way they think. They want different results, but continue operating with the same broken thinking. It doesn't work that way. Your outer world can never outgrow your inner world. A weak philosophy produces weak results. If you believe life is unfair, you'll live with resentment. If you think money is evil, you'll subconsciously push it away. If you believe success is reserved for the lucky or the privileged, you'll never put in the effort to earn it. But if you believe that growth is possible, that value creates wealth, and that effort produces results, you begin to act differently. You become proactive, not passive. You stop blaming and start building. You stop waiting and start working. Your thoughts set the standard for your life. Your personal philosophy must be examined, challenged, and upgraded regularly. It's not something you set once and forget. It's shaped by the voices you listen to, the books you read, the mentors you follow, and the environment you allow yourself to live in. If you surround yourself with negativity, scarcity, and excuses, your mindset will reflect that. But if you fill your mind with wisdom, clarity, and principles of growth, your thinking will evolve. And as your philosophy improves, so does your ability to make better decisions. The truth is, your current philosophy got you where you are. And that's not a judgment, it's a reality. If you're not satisfied with where you are in life, it's not because the world is broken. It's because your philosophy might need an upgrade, and the beautiful thing is, you're not stuck. You can change it today, right now. You can choose to see time as precious. You can choose to see failure as feedback. You can choose to see effort as investment. Every belief you adopt moves you closer to the life you want, or further away from it. Once your philosophy changes, your habits begin to align. You start valuing discipline over distraction, learning over entertainment, growth over comfort, and those small shifts create massive impact over time. People will start wondering what changed, why you're more focused, why you seem more grounded. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's a new mindset doing its job. You don't need more motivation. You need better thinking. Because when your mind changes, your world follows. That's the starting point of real, lasting transformation. So don't just chase new goals with an old philosophy. Redesign your thinking. Upgrade your beliefs. Build a foundation strong enough to hold the success you're aiming for. That's where everything begins. Success does not arrive by accident, and it certainly doesn't show up for the person who remains the same year after year. It visits the individual who evolves, who grows into someone capable of receiving, managing, and multiplying it. That's the key. You must grow into the person who is worthy of the life you want. Far too many people are waiting for success to fix their lives. They believe that once they have money, then they'll become disciplined. Once they're famous, then they'll develop character. Once they have power, then they'll learn humility. But that's backward. Success doesn't make you better. It reveals who you already are. If you haven't grown into the kind of person who can sustain success, it will break you, not bless you. The process of growth is uncomfortable. It requires you to let go of old habits, outdated beliefs, and limiting behaviors. It's not easy to challenge your own thinking. It's not easy to admit you've been doing things wrong. But that's exactly what separates people who succeed from those who stay stuck. Those who grow understand that the version of themselves that got them here won't get them there. They are willing to upgrade, constantly. Growth is not about reading one book or attending one seminar. It's about a daily decision to push beyond who you were yesterday. It's about investing in your mind, your emotional strength, your communication, your leadership, your focus. It's waking up and asking, how can I stretch myself today? That question is what leads to transformation, and transformation is what prepares you for success. When you grow, everything around you changes. You begin to think differently, act differently, attract differently. People begin to notice your energy. You begin to carry yourself with clarity and confidence. You start operating from purpose rather than pressure. And opportunities respond to that. Life begins to open up, not because of luck, but because you have earned your next level by outgrowing the old one. No one can do this growth for you. You can't delegate your personal development. You can't outsource your mindset. You have to face yourself and decide who you truly want to become. You have to go beyond what's comfortable. You have to stop settling for easy and begin choosing what's essential. Every day is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every decision either builds you up or breaks you down. So if you want to attract greater things, become greater yourself. When you make personal growth a way of life, not just a goal, you begin to rise above average. You stop reacting and start designing. You stop waiting for miracles and start becoming one. That's how success arrives, not as a surprise, but as a response. The future you desire is waiting. but it's waiting for you to become someone who can handle it with wisdom, strength, and responsibility. Grow into that person, and success will find you. Every time, discipline is the foundation upon which every meaningful success is built. Without it, dreams remain distant, ideas fade, and goals are reduced to empty wishes. Discipline is the quiet force that shapes your future when no one is watching. It's the daily decisions, the repeated effort, and the uncomfortable choices that push you toward the life you desire. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is fleeting. Discipline is dependable. It shows up when motivation doesn't. It doesn't ask how you feel, it acts on what you committed to. Every successful person has one thing in common. They have learned to do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They wake up early when it's easier to sleep in. They read when others scroll. They train when others make excuses. They say no to distractions when others are chasing comfort. It's not because they're superhuman. It's because they've trained their minds to prioritize long-term reward over short-term pleasure. And that kind of mental conditioning is what makes the difference. Discipline is a daily vote for your future self. Every time you show up and do the work, even when you don't want to, you're building trust with yourself. And that self-trust is one of the most powerful forces you can carry. Because when you trust yourself to follow through, your confidence grows. Your reputation with asterisk, your self-asterisk, becomes strong. And when that happens, you stop negotiating with weakness. You no longer live at the mercy of your moods or emotions. You begin to lead your life rather than follow it. Some people think discipline is a burden, but it's actually freedom. The more disciplined you are with your time, the more time you gain. The more disciplined you are with your money, the more money you keep. The more disciplined you are with your energy, the more powerful you become. Discipline gives you control over your outcomes. It lets you build a life on your terms instead of drifting in a life built by impulse. You won't always feel like doing what's necessary. That's guaranteed. But you don't have to feel like it. You just have to do it. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Missing one day doesn't mean failure. It means you get back up and recommit. The goal isn't to never fall, it's to become the kind of person who never stays down. That resilience comes from discipline, not from talent or luck. At the end of the day, discipline is the evidence that you're serious about your goals. It's not glamorous, it's not loud, but it's effective. It builds momentum, shapes character, and creates progress when nothing else does. If you want success to be drawn to you, then let discipline be your daily signal that you're ready. Show up, follow through, build the habit of doing what matters. Because once discipline becomes a way of life, success becomes a natural result. Success may start with vision and grow with action, but it's sustained by character. Without character, even the greatest opportunities can slip away. Skill can open a door, but only character keeps it open. Talent may attract attention, but character earns trust. In a world full of shortcuts and surface-level appearances, real success clings to those who are deeply rooted in integrity, responsibility, and truth. If you want to be someone who not only attracts success but also keeps it, your foundation must be built on character. Character means doing what's right when no one is watching. It's choosing honesty when lying would be easier. It's staying disciplined when cutting corners would save time. It's holding yourself to a higher standard, not because someone is forcing you, but because that's who you've decided to be. Success is drawn to people it can depend on. It doesn't want someone who only performs under pressure or who only shows up when there's something to gain. It wants someone who is consistent, even in silence. People remember how you made them feel. They remember if you followed through. They remember if you stood by your word. These are the things that character produces, and these are the things that create a lasting reputation. You can't buy that. You can't fake that. You earn it moment by moment, decision by decision. Over time, your character becomes your identity. It becomes the invisible resume that speaks louder than any title or achievement. There will be times when character is tested, when doing the right thing costs you time, money, or approval. That's where most people give up their integrity in exchange for quick gains. But short-term gains built on compromised values eventually collapse. It might not happen immediately, but it always catches up. Real success, deep, fulfilling, long-term success requires the strength to say no to what's easy and yes to what's right. Character also builds internal peace. When you operate with honesty and responsibility, you sleep better. You think clearer. You move with confidence. Why? Because you're not hiding anything. You're not pretending. You're not waiting for something to fall apart. You've built a foundation you can stand on, and when challenges come, that foundation will hold. The world is always looking for trustworthy people. People who keep their word, own their mistakes, and rise after failure. These are the people who become leaders, influencers, and examples, not because they're perfect, but because they're authentic, because their strength doesn't come from image, it comes from integrity. So if you truly want to attract success, don't just work on your resume, work on your character. Be the kind of person who's reliable, humble, honest, and disciplined, not just for show, but because that's who you are becoming. Because when the storms come, and they will, it's not your charm or your followers that will keep you standing. It's your character. Build it strong, let it lead, and success will always follow. One of the most overlooked truths about success is this: it always follows value. If you want to attract more success into your life, don't chase it. Become more valuable. And the fastest way to become valuable is to serve others and solve real problems. Every product, every business, every opportunity in this world exists because someone was willing to solve a problem that mattered. The more people you help, the more useful you become. The more useful you become, the more success is drawn to you. It's a simple principle, but few truly live by it. Many people spend their lives wondering why success doesn't come their way. They ask, when will my breakthrough happen? But they never stop to ask, whose life am I improving? Or what problem am I solving that makes others better off? If you can answer that honestly and act on it consistently, success will start looking for you. The world rewards those who make things easier, faster, simpler, or more joyful for others. It rewards creativity, service, and contribution. Serving others doesn't mean becoming a doormat. It means using your skills, your knowledge, your effort, and your presence to bring value into someone else's life. Whether you're speaking, building, teaching, creating, or simply listening, service is about giving something of worth. And here's the secret: when you give without keeping score, you become irreplaceable. People remember who helped them. They remember who showed up with solutions when things were tough. And when you become that person, success becomes a byproduct of your impact. Some people think serving is small. They think it means being behind the scenes or unnoticed. But in reality, the world's greatest leaders are servants first. They lead by lifting others. They solve hard problems. They care more about results than credit. And that mindset is what builds lasting influence. The person who commits to solving problems with excellence and humility never runs out of opportunities. They're always in demand because people trust them, value them, and recommend them. Service also keeps your ego in check. It reminds you that life isn't just about what you can take, it's about what you can give. When you shift your mindset from what can I get to how can I help, your energy changes. You begin to notice new possibilities. You develop deeper relationships. And most importantly, you grow from the inside out. You don't just chase success. You become the kind of person success looks for. Look at any lasting business, any respected leader, or any admired figure, and you'll see the same thread. They serve. They show up with solutions. They improve lives. And because of that, they are rewarded, not just with money or fame, but with purpose, fulfillment, and a legacy that lives on. If you want success, serve more. If you want to grow, help others grow. Make it your mission to bring value everywhere you go. Because when you commit to solving problems, success has no choice but to find its way to your door.